Hello everyone, it's Fly. My name is Kasia and welcome to my channel. In today's video I want to be talking about how to travel on the budget. So I started traveling on my own when I was like 18 years old, for my own money that I saved, and it was after I finished my high school. So I went to work. I was working 3 months and some days I was working like 14-16 hours. I wasn't making a lot of money for 1 hour of the job, but for the Poland, for the Polish standards, it wasn't like a little bit. So they were giving me like €2.40-50 for 1 hour of job, and I was saving almost everything. I was only paying for the gym membership, and I went once for one festival, and then I probably bought some clothes or something like this. So at the time of the saving, I was living with my grandparents, and also they were paying for food, so I didn't have to spend that much money on these things such as food. Yeah. So my first trip that I went for was to the Balkans, and then I visited 4 countries. I went first to the Hungary, to Budapest, then I visited Albania, Montenegro and Croatia, and it was really nice experience, and I fell in love with traveling for real, and I knew that I don't want to really stop. And in today's video I want to share with you my tricks and tips how to travel on the budget, because I think that everyone should travel, but obviously not everyone has a lot of money to do so. Okay, so as well I made some notes about this topic, because I'm afraid that I can get lost in my own thoughts and sometimes talk a little bit too much about irrelevant points when it comes to making traveling the most affordable possible. So yeah, let's start it. And I wanted to tell you one more thing, that I'm talking from the European perspective. I've never been out of Europe, so I have no idea how it looks on another continents, but yeah, this year it's going to change, and finally I'm going out of Europe, and so I'm very excited. Okay, so when it comes to the transportation,
And did you remember to subscribe to my channel? If not, then do it now. Hit that subscribe button somewhere there. And give the thumbs up, because it really supports my channel. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so when it comes to the transport, there are many cheap options of flying to your destination. So you can search on the internet in advance or last minute. You can compare the prices. Also, to some places it's cheaper, to some it's more expensive. Yeah, as well, when for example, I'm doing a research about where to go, I'm using like an incognito chart on the Google. I don't know if it works 100%, but for me it's maybe like a placebo effect. Also, when I see that there is a really cheap flight and I'm like, I really want to go there, I'm buying the flight very fast. Like, I'm rapid with the decision making when it comes to the flights, because in a few hours, in a few days, the price can rise significantly. So that you should also keep in mind. Another thing that how you can save during traveling, it's you can use BlaBlaCar, because for example in Spain trains and buses are very expensive, and at the time when I was in Spain there were no student discounts in the region that I was in, and if there were some cheaper buses, it was in some random hours, and sometimes it's more comfortable to go by BlaBlaCar. You pay less and also it's faster. So you can rent a car with the group of friends. You are contributing into the price of the petrol, you're contributing into the price of renting the car, and it's more comfortable because you have a car, you travel by car, and you can stop wherever you want, whenever you want. For example, there's a nice view, so you can stop, take pictures, and then go to another point. And because when you go by bus, by train, it's not the same. The bus doesn't stop when you want. It stops when it has to. So it looks different. Of course, there is also hitchhiking. So hitchhiking is as well a very nice way of traveling, I heard, because I have never tried this before. But from the experience of the people that I know, it's also a very nice way of traveling. And of course, if you find a job or you work for some organization, they can return your costs for the travel, or they can pay you for the flight. So it's also a very nice option. Okay, so now when it comes to the accommodation, so you can stay in the hostel. So the hostels, it's like the place where many people sleep in one room, and you don't know these people. Maybe when you go in like a big group, you can rent like the whole room, maybe, I don't know. But those are like random people who are also traveling to get to know another people, to get to know the culture, to go sightseeing, to have fun, to go to the parties. I mean, everyone has different goals in life and different goals in traveling. So it's pretty cheap, and also it's in the most cases in the city center. So you don't need to pay for the transport in the city, because all the monuments, all the buildings, everything that you are looking for is in most cases close to this hostel. Also hostels, they have in offer like the tour guides, they can show you where to go. For example, if you are preparing food in the kitchen, you are meeting a lot of people, so it's also very good option for your social life. You can also organize a group, then go somewhere together cheaper. I mean, it's a really nice place and accommodation to get to know new people and not pay a lot. Okay, so the next thing is that, of course, there are many different people. Some people don't like the hostels. They don't like staying in the room with many people they don't know. And this is perfectly okay, because everyone is different. So you can find something very affordable on Airbnb. And Airbnb is not very expensive when you are searching very well. For example, you can search for if you want to find a really nice room in a nice location for not a lot of money, you need to search a little bit longer. You need to be like more, it's going to demand more time, but it is possible, and it had also a nice location. Okay, the next thing is the couch surfing, obviously. So couch surfing, I think everyone knows that. So it's like you are staying in the place of the person that hosts you, and you don't pay anything. And I've never tried this. I know many people that has done this, and they recommend this. So you should maybe find more information somewhere else. If you have friends studying abroad, living abroad, working abroad, or they have friends of the friends, you can always stay at their places for a few days. It's also a nice possibility, because they show you the city from their perspective. Yeah, okay, so, and when it comes to the Airbnb, it's also very nice, because the hosts are going to tell you a lot of information about the city, about where to eat, about what to see. They are mostly like, they are in love with their cities that they live in. Okay, another thing is that you can volunteer. So there are many websites, many organizations that are offering volunteering in another country, and for you working, they pay you like with accommodation and with food. So you could as well try this way of traveling. It's very nice, because you are contributing to the community that you are working for. You meet new people from all over the world. And also you can travel around this place. You can gather experience, have something on your CV. I mean, there are so many options that you can take out from this experience. I would highly recommend this. I know one website, it's like Worldpackers, and they have many options of volunteering. And yeah, I would like to try it one day. For sure, I'm going to try worldpackers. Another big topic when it comes to the traveling is food. So for me personally, it's like the most difficult part of the traveling, the biggest challenge, because I am able to save on the transport, on the accommodation, but I don't really like saving on food that much. And also, when I'm hungry, I'm like really hungry, and then I'm angry, nervous, annoyed, and it's not the ideal situation to actually do something. So I have many different tricks and tips. How can you make how not to spend a lot of money on food? So here the preparation is key. So when you are traveling, go for local foods. If you want to eat something in the restaurant, make a research before you are actually going somewhere. Don't go to the first restaurant that you see in the city center. Go like 10-15 minutes out of the city center and search for something there. But you can ask the local people about where to eat, because even in the big cities, the people that are living there, they don't eat food in the most touristic places. For example, they obviously cook at home, but sometimes from time to time they go to the restaurants, and then you can ask them what would they recommend, what's the nice place to go to. I mean, yeah, just ask them, talk to them, be like open and try to investigate the people as well. Another thing is that you can buy in the supermarkets. So there are many obviously supermarkets like Lidl, Carrefour, so you can do shopping there and then cook something in your Airbnb, in your hostel. And also this is a really nice way to meet new people in the hostels, especially because you are all cooking the big meal and then everyone is eating. And yeah, it's a nice way to get to know new people through food. When it comes to fruits and vegetables, you can try to search some fruits and vegetables not in the supermarkets but in the local places, so that you are paying to the local people that are actually making them, like the fruits and veggies, they are making them on their own in their gardens or farms. That's really a nice, really nice option. And also I think that fruits and vegetables in these places are cheaper, and you can sense the atmosphere of the place you are in. You can see like something different than the supermarket that is in every country. It looks more or less the same. It's seasonal. For example, when there are like the apples in the season, buy the apples. If they have any like specific vegetable or fruit in this season, try to eat these things to get to know new, to try something new and also save at the same time. Another big point for me is that before leaving the accommodation, I always eat breakfast. It's for me the most important meal of the day, and when I'm leaving my accommodation on an empty stomach, I'm very likely to buy something in the city center, and also don't look at the prices that much because I'm just very hungry. And also I'm drinking a coffee before leaving because I need a coffee, and then I don't have to buy it in the city center so fast because I'm going to buy anyway, but a little bit later on. And also bring some sandwich with you, some lunch in the box, so you can cook up something earlier, take some leftovers. That's the list of my recommendations. I love traveling and I think everyone should travel, and that's a very big misconception that traveling is expensive. Of course, it's not like the cheapest thing, but you can make it way more cheaper than you think. So, and I know what cheap means because I'm from like Central Eastern Europe, so the prices between Western Europe and this region in the world are very different. The difference is huge. I mean, used to be. Now the prices are pretty similar, but before, when I was starting traveling, there was a big difference. Okay, so you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it as well. So I love you lots, and have a nice evening, day, whatever. See you soon. Bye.